Oh hey, how's it going? We are out here in the driveway working on the Pontiac. In the catalytic converter video, I had to take out the coils, and I noticed on number 2 there that it had oil in it. So I went out, $40, $37.99, whatever tax, like $40. Valve cover gasket kit from the Zone of autos. And yeah, I decided, what am I going to do with my day off? Keep plugging away. I'm going to put the battery charger on you in a little bit. But anyway, I already went ahead and did this. Now, a couple of things there. I took the coils back out because obviously you're going to be taking off the valve cover. You don't. All you have to do is disconnect the two plugs. Sorry, the two plugs from the top of your crank position sensors. Nothing has to be detached besides the coils and like those two wires. There's a little tiny 10. Everything on the valve cover is 10 mil. Except for the one of the hoops for crane hoist, engine loop, for when you lift an engine out of the car. That was 13 mils. There's 3 bolts there, but you don't have to take the one that's a nut because that's actually just a retainer. If I could flip this sucker around, maybe you could see that. Yeah, that nut one, it's just a retainer to hold on the clip for a loom. You just want to take off those 2 bottom ones, and those are 2 little 13s. Everything else on here is 10. So this, and it took a little bit of pressure to pry off. I used a screwdriver, don't really recommend it, but let's see if we can pull this sucker out of here kind of daintily. I'm going to put you guys down for a second. Now that I have the valve cover off, I've seen worse. But there's definitely a little splooge in there. A little splooge in there. Yeah, it's definitely grimy. That is some grimy stuff there. I'm going to have to do an engine treatment. I don't have the time to clean this right now, so I will have to do some kind of engine treatment. I do got Lucas in there. It's pretty nasty. This was my mom's car, so can blame her for the oil changes. Oh, that's what fell out before. These things are rubber, and there's a little metal insert. Great, let me fish those out real quick. Okay, now let's take a look at the valve cover gasket itself. Let's see, we have the one that goes... Wow, this thing's hard. Erg. Oh, it's snapped. That's what you don't want in your engine. Alright. Looks like, okay, that stuff's just rotted on there. Let's try the outside of the valve cover gasket. It's not RTV'd on, it's just on there. Like this thing's ever been taken off. It was leaking anyway. I should have the battery disconnected. If my hand got sucked into the timing chain, I don't have a ride to the hospital. Safety first. Well, it popped on one side, but it seems to keep peeling on this side. I won't have to scrape this, but I will give it a little wipe down. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of what it's supposed to look like. The new one, I looked at the new one. That's at least correct. We'll throw that on the ground for right now. Let me peel some more of this crap off, and I'll take a little bit of time to get those, and then we'll look at the spark plugs, because I got new spark plugs for this thing too. Okay, we're back after the fun part. I scraped The edges, I got to go back through maybe just a little bit more, and then I got to clean off some of this crud that I got on the lobes. I noticed something with the spark plugs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. One is kind of just brown, and the other ones are white, which means, what, everybody? Lean. And then you look at the engine. You notice something? Light to dark to just black. Something tells me that the driver's side of the engine has a little bit of a problem. This side runs okay, but something over here was an issue at one point, and I'm just guessing it's poor oiling from not getting that many oil changes. Well, guess what? This thing, I mean, I don't want to make any bets, but I'm guessing after I drive this for a while, this is going to look a lot cleaner, and it's going to run a lot smoother. I really don't want to take this head off. It could be warped. I have no idea. All I know is it was leaking out the valve cover, and now I have to go pop in a bunch of these little rubber grommets onto the valve cover, and yeah, I'll come back in a minute. Alright, we're back probably like a half hour later or so. It took a minute to pop in all those stupid little rubber guys. I got my little magnet tray back here. I cleaned off the rest of the gasket, blasted all the rest of everything else I could get out of the valve cover. Sloshed a bunch of it around with my hand and the brake cleaner all over in there. I got some of the gunk out. It's a little sticky because I'm using Lucas. Did I put 1040 in this? I can't remember. I might have to change the oil again sooner than I thought. It's just that oh my god, that was dirty. Unacceptable. I did drive it probably for about a good couple thousand miles over the oil change. But that was me first driving the car. I didn't want to change the oil in the middle of the snow. I waited till there was a good day, and then I changed the oil. The filter crushed in my hand. You usually shouldn't be able to squeeze and rip the cardboard of those things. Anyway, you can see that I got her in there. That signature little blue of that valve cover gasket. You can tell that it's in there. Everything plopped in place. Didn't move or anything. And now we're going to start popping back in all of the plugs and everything. I have brand new spark plugs. I didn't even match these up. Should probably, let's see, we got 41, 103 with a heat range of 4, I think it was. 41 103s. Are these Delcos? 1259804. I don't know if they're the same or not. Let me pop one of these suckers open real quick and we'll take a look. The other one had H on it. This one has 126 25058. What is that? 1259804. So these are a different range. Look at that. Look at that, was getting cooked. Look how brown that is around there. That thing was getting hurt. That was number 4. Or no, that was number 3. This one was number 4. And number 1 actually looked okay. But we have some brand new spark plugs. You're not supposed to gap these kind. If I can get it closer to the camera. The ones that have that little needle point style electrode in there, you're not supposed to gap these. So if it's not at what it's supposed to be, I mean, I guess give it a tap or two. But that's all I'm going to do is just give them a slight tap. And then they're going in. Alright, but I need 2 hands for that because I don't have a proper socket. So I need to go find me a little piece of rubber hose for this thing so I can go slide her in there all peaceful like. Yeah, that'll do. Airplane. Okay, back to the good stuff. I put the little hose back on my radiator bottle. That was kind of in the way, so I kind of just unplugged it from there and just tucked it down to the side so it wasn't like in the way hanging here. I was able to bring it down and off to the side. I had to put this little piece of PVC hose back on that goes from the valve cover to the intake box, and I had a problem with that because the tube ripped, so I snugged her back on. I put super glue on it and in the hole, and then I wrapped it in paper towel and then super glued it again. So, and I got my coils back in. Get those a little smacky dacky. They're all plugged. I didn't put the bracket back on the side just in case. I just wanted everything to be in kind of a relatively good position. And I got the spark plugs in, which wasn't hard at all. So yeah, let's get this mess out of here. We don't think less things to clean up in 5 minutes. I don't have a garbage can out here. Not a good one anyway. Because I could actually use the garbage can. No, who does that? That's too old school. You know? It's too old school. And no, out of all this PVC pipe, or fucking heater hose and fuel line and everything, I don't have the right size hose for that goddamn just tiny little piece of hose. These hose ain't loyal. Anyway, you know, why don't we take the pliers, snug this guy back up. Ah. There we go. Installed. All right, it's been a few minutes. Let's give it a twist. That misfired. Huh. Let's see. It better not put. Okay, well, that works. See what happens when I restart it. The check engine light went off. Huh. Interesting. Changed the valve cover gasket and the check engine light went off. Maybe it had low oil pressure. No, the oil light wasn't on. It's getting quiet. Let's check it out up front. Seems okay. I made a little bit of a mess because I didn't want to clean out, just stuff a bunch of paper towels down by the spark plugs. So I took the brake cleaner and I just went until all of the dirt and oil came out of the down where the spark plugs were. It kind of went everywhere else. Oh, there's something I want to do. I got to tighten up the 102 sensor before it gets hot. Shit. Well, we had a little bit of a mission failure. I went to go put on the piece of exhaust that I was going to use temporary, well, for replacing the flex coupler, the thing with the little coil inside with the little braided crap over it, you know, flex coupler on your exhaust. And when I had the pipe out, the little S pipe, we saw it in the cat video that had the downstream O2 bung in it. Well, there was like a bell on it. There's a bell on this side and a bell on that side where, you know, the wire mesh and everything is welded in. Well, I didn't take those off or make an attempt to cut those the other day. I bought the temporary exhaust hose, so for $2 1/4, which is what this has. And yeah, wouldn't you know it, those little bells that I left on there, yeah, those are like 2.5 or larger or whatever they are. So I'm gonna have to take care of that at work, so I guess we'll just have to stay noisy for another day. But the check engine light went out. I'm not misfiring anymore. I almost want to go for a nice drive, see what happens. But it's almost dark, so if I want to go do that, we need to go do that now. Well, everybody, that's it for right now. It's almost up to operating temperature. Yep, another like bar, another little bar, and then it's up to operating temperature. Got no leaks. As far as I can tell, the check engine light is off. That's on top of the valve cover. That can't be the gasket. That's old moisture. Old moisture. And in a week I'll check the spark plugs and I'll throw that on Instagram when I do. Just to be like, yeah. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. Thank you for stopping by. Like, subscribe, and share. And beware. Later. COVID. Later. 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 Why is it so dry? Probably because I've been working my ass off all day. Later.